Coming up on WUFT News First at 5, the dangers of drowning, what groups in Florida are doing to protect swimmers.
And a man on the run. After 15 years of being missing, Marion County sheriffs are asking for your help to find out what happened to Chad. Then,
rain is happening as a cold front slides across the state. Find out what that means for your weekend plans coming up. First at 5 starts now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
The city of Newberry may soon be converting its public schools to public charter schools. Welcome to First at 5, I'm Bianca Smith.
And I'm Loren. Miranda. The change is looking for Newberry schools to create their own system with the city of Newberry. WUFT's Sarah Hauer is live in Newberry, where a meeting to discuss the proposal will be held tonight.
Sarah, the event is a while away, but parents are ready to make their voices heard.
The meeting is about to kick off in less than an hour. I spoke with parents who are here and ready with questions. They say their top concerns include funding, zoning, and transportation. Alachua County Public Schools Public Information Officer Jackie Johnson says this meeting is the first step to converting Newberry Public Schools into charters.
There is a process, even if it's approved by a majority of the teachers and parents at the school, there's still a process of developing a charter.
A charter is a written document that lays out the responsibilities of the charter school operator and the school district. This process can take months, and tonight's meeting is focused on informing those who will be voting on this proposal. Those pushing for Newberry charters are looking at a start date of fall 2025. The meeting will start at 6, and it is being live streamed and recorded. WUFT will be inside, and we will get you a full recap. Live from Newberry, Sarah Hauer, WUFT News.
With over 8,000 miles of coastline and 1.5 million swimming pools, water is easily accessible across the Sunshine State.
And with all that water, drowning prevention has become top of mind for a number of watchdog groups. WUFT's Emilio Boutros joins us live in the studio.
Emilio, Florida ranks among the top states in unintentional drownings.
Since Florida ranks as one of the states with the highest rates of unintentional drownings, local officials and residents are looking to prevent the issue, and the first step for many is the legislation. According to the CDC, Florida ranks number 1 in unintentional drownings, with 3.19 drownings per 100,000 people. Neil Gaitan spent 2 years as a lifeguard. He understands the importance of learning how to swim, especially in Florida.
This is a skill that I think most kids in Florida should learn because, in 2023, Florida and Texas were known as the #1 state for kid drowning before the age of 14. And since we're surrounded by water, we have beaches, we have lakes, we have pools, community centers, these kids should learn how to swim as early as they can.
Dalee Perry is a swimming instructor based in Marion County. She's taught the art for more than 50 years.
Repetition. You work with them every day. And that's where I see the most success with children that come to take swimming lessons with me, are the parents that take the time to practice. And sometimes parents don't have the time to practice every single day. If they can even just practice four times a week, that helps a child become stronger in the water.
This issue has made its way to Gainesville City Hall. Mayor Harvey Ward says it's important for parents and guardians to have resources.
So we want kids to get in the water responsibly, and we absolutely urge parents to make sure that their kids have swim lessons. There are a lot of opportunities for being in the water in our area.
He hopes the opportunities to help educate people about the water will help prevent drownings. The issue isn't going unnoticed, as the state of Florida is taking action against unintentional drownings. There's currently a bill in motion that gives parents vouchers for free swimming lessons for their kids. This bill aims to lower drowning deaths. Live in the studio, Emilio Boutros, WFT News.
It's been raining this afternoon, and a lot of folks have plans for the weekend.
WUFT's Gancarz-Davies joins us now to let us know when this rain is going to go away.
That's right, we had a lot of rain coming through our region earlier today, and with a lot of rain, there was also a lot of wind. This wind here in Gainesville currently is at 20 miles per hour. It was even a couple miles per hour higher earlier today, and around the region you can see similarly high levels. As we keep looking at our storm tracker, those rains are currently making their way out of our region just a little bit earlier. You can see there's two main streaks of rain coming through. The lower one that's a little bit lighter, and the upper one that is more condensed but a little bit more intense. You can see lightning strikes around the area coming from this storm. Those storms are intense, but they will be making their way out over the next couple of hours. Looking at our current temperatures, you can see they are in those upper 60s, and that's where they're going to stay.
Marion County Sheriff's Office wants to know what happened to a man they describe as a danger to the community. WUFT's Morgan Plotka joins us live to tell us how authorities say you can help.
Authorities say Chad Reynolds was convicted of lewd or lascivious molestation on a victim under 12 in Putnam County in 2003. Reynolds served 5 years in prison and was sentenced to 10 years probation, but the law has not been able to find him for roughly 15 years. And that's why authorities want your help, because they believe he could be in Florida. Chad Reynolds was last seen February of 2009 at a bar off Highway 42 during the Super Bowl. Officials say he got into a fight and was asked to leave. Authorities say Reynolds borrowed his friend's car, reported a breaking down near Walmart in Summerfield. His friend found the abandoned car on Highway 441 in Sumter County. Reynolds was gone.
Citizens everywhere, someone knows what happened to this violent sexual predator. It's time for you to come forward.
The Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the FBI released an age progression image of Reynolds. Authorities believe if he's not in Florida, he could be on the way to North Carolina. Reynolds has a distinctive cross tattoo on his left ribcage that his mother and sister's names. Law enforcement urges anyone who has any information to call 352-369-6775 or call Stoppers of Marion County at 352-369-STOP. Live in the studio, I'm Morgan Plotka, WUFT News.
The Florida legislature unanimously passed a bill that would ban drivers from cruising in the left lane. The bill says drivers on a road with 2 or more lanes where the speed limit is at least 65 cannot use the left lane unless passing someone or exiting. Anyone who breaks the law could face a fine of up to $158. Keith Perry is a Florida senator in District 9 and sponsors the bill. Perry says the bill aims to improve highway safety.
It's a safety issue. You know, we have road rage. We're not going to eliminate road rage, but I think we can mitigate it some by people who want to be in that fast lane.
If DeSantis signs the bill, Florida will join 8 other states where driving in the left lane is illegal.
The Alachua County Library hosted a job fair event. WUFT's Noelle Mary Suarez reports on the diverse opportunities for those who attended.
Alachua County has an unemployment rate of 3.1% as of December 2023, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's just slightly above the state average. Dozens of people from different walks of life showed up at the Alachua County Library Job Fair. The event stemmed from the ongoing demand for jobs in the area. Glenn Baker worked in construction for the last 22 years. He attended in search of another opportunity.
I'm ready to expand my horizons. I'm ready to, shift my mind in another gear and go a different direction, go lateral and try something new that I've never done before.
After shaking every hand, he's confident he's made a connection. Alachua County Literacy Coordinator Barbara Huey Reardon noticed an increase in employment barriers since the pandemic.
I can tell you that what we see here is just constant need for folks that need employment.
Close to 16 tables filled the 4th floor. The organizations in attendance came from a range of sectors, government and education to healthcare and community. For Jeffrey Balance, the job fair's location in the heart of downtown Gainesville presented a networking opportunity within reach.
I was at the Grace Marketplace and they offer in a program to rehabilitate you jobs whenever they come through and give you bus passes to do it. So I chase every opportunity they give me.
A number of organizers say this fair had the largest number of attendees since the launch in February 2023. Organizers hope as prospects in the community grow that the opportunities will become abundant. The Alachua County Library is set to host their second job fair May 13th at 10 a.m. Noelle Mary Suarez, WUFT News.
Coming up on WUFT's First at 5, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation will be enforcing new regulations on bass fishing in a number of local lakes.
And more construction is underway in Alachua County to make intersections safer. Narrower car lanes and broader will soon be in place. All that and more when we return from the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Some major intersections in Alachua County are about to be safer than ever before. Areas along Waldo and Wilson Road will be undergoing improvements to increase pedestrian safety. 3 intersections are targeted: Williston Road and Hawthorne Trail, Waldo Road and University Avenue, and Waldo Road and Northeast 8th Avenue. Changes include narrower car lanes, broader sidewalks, and more bike lanes. The Florida Department of Transportation will oversee construction. Gainesville Mayor Harvey Ward says the city has worked with the FDOT in the past to create similar changes.
The best examples of working well with them are, again, these pedestrian crosswalks that have been installed in the last year or two.
The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission approves new rules to support trophy bass management. The FWC changed regulations for largemouth bass fishing at Loch Lusa and Orange Lakes in Alachua County. The FWC will prohibit killing or possessing any black bass that is 20 inches or longer. It will also require circle hooks when fishing with natural baits greater than 3 inches in length. FWC Commissioner Gary Lester said in a statement that Florida bass need to have the right genetics and water body conditions to grow for a long time. These regulations support the agency's efforts to grow larger trophy bass across the state.
The University of Florida is ranked near the top of another prestigious list. UF has produced the second most Fulbright U.S. scholars out of all universities in the country. With 11 awardees this year, UF has been climbing to the Fulbright top producing university list. UF was ranked 4th place last year and 7th place the year before. The goal is to establish relationships with more than 150 countries that participate in the program. UF prestigious awards advisor Kelly McLeish says the university prioritizes an international and global mindset.
UF has what we really refer to as a very, very strong culture of Fulbright on our campus. So a really strong appreciation for cultural exchange.
The International Center is hosting Fulbright Awareness Month in March. It will include opportunities to hear about experiences from past awardees.
And we had that storm system coming in this day, but it's going to be leading away from our region over the weekend. I'll let you know how that'll affect your weekend plans after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
We had that storm system come in and you can see the remnants of it with these clouds, but now we have that sun peeking through, which is an indicator of what's to come for our weekend. Current temperatures are in those upper 60s. This wind is what came in through with the storm, and these are the current leftover winds. Here in Gainesville, it's in those lower 20s and pretty much consistent across the board, but a little bit higher in Live Oak. That's where they're seeing the brunt of those storms right now. Getting closer into Alachua County, looking at those winds, you can see pretty much stagnant around those winds coming in from the Gulf, bringing with it some moisture, which is again adding to those clouds, but those winds are in those early 20s. Looking at our radar map, we can see the system of rain coming in through, pushing from the Gulf across our region. Again, we have those two major bands of that storm system. Our cold front right here is coming and pushing that rain past us. That cold front is going to hover over us for just a moment, changing our temperatures just slightly for the weekend. As we look at our future track for this storm, you can see it dissipating as we move into those evening, but those scattered showers are going to continue affect you if you're north of Gainesville, closer to Lake City. We just had that storm come in, and we've been having cold fronts come in consistently throughout February, and that trend is not going to go away as we have a very wet March coming our way. Although other areas of the country are going to be drier, here in Florida we're going to continue that wet pattern. This weekend is the Heartwood Music Festival. It's happening Friday through Sunday, so here is your Saturday planner for that. At 2 p.m. you can expect sunny skies and temperatures in those upper 60s. As that sun sets for a jazzy sunset, you can expect temperatures to take just a slight dip to those mid 60s. And as we continue into the evening, it's going to cool down a little bit more, so you might want a light jacket if you're staying till the end of the festival. Looking at our weekend planner, you can see those sunny skies for Saturday and Sunday with the climbing conditions throughout the day, hitting a peak of just about 70 on Saturday, a little bit lower on Sunday as those cold front conditions continue to settle into our region, with your high in those mid to upper 60s. Continuing to look at our Saturday morning lows, you can see those temperatures are in those upper 40s. Again, cold fronts can take a little bit to get into full effect in our region, so those upper 40s are going to shift to lower 40s for Sunday morning throughout the region. A little bit cooler as you get more north, 40 in Lake City, and a little bit warmer at the coast of St. Augustine. Looking at our 7-day outlook, you can see the temperature taking just a slight dip Sunday, really nothing that's going to affect what you're going to be wearing, with those temperatures in the lower 40s for Sunday, making a climb throughout the week up to their peak of 80 on Wednesday. Our lows are going to follow a similar trend, reaching their peak at the mid-50s. And that wet weather we had might be affecting some sports.
That's right, Ben. Gators softball had the start of the T-Mobile tournament delayed today due to rain. Thankfully, the rain won't affect Gators gymnastics, which welcomes Livy Dunn and LSU tonight. We'll talk everything sports after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome into sports. I'm Ben McLeish. Gators gymnastics is back in the O'Connor Center tonight for the biggest match of the year. That's right, Livy Dunn and the second-ranked LSU Tigers are coming to Gainesville to face Leanne Wong and the fifth-ranked Gators in a clash of SEC powerhouses. The 9-1 Gators are 4-1 against ranked teams on the season, while the Tigers are 7-2, all against ranked teams. The two teams split their 4 matchups last year, with the Gators edging past LSU in the national championship, eventually won by Oklahoma. The next chapter of the Florida-LSU rivalry begins at 6:45. Heading to the Diamond, Gators baseball begins a 3-game series with Columbia University. While the Gators have 3 games under their belt, the Lions begin their season in Gainesville tonight. I guess it's too cold in New York for February baseball. The Gators started the season with their first home opener loss since 2013, but bounced back with a series sweep against North Florida. Cade Fisher is on the mound for the Gators, looking to bounce back from his opening day loss. First pitch is set for 6:30. As if there weren't enough Gator sports in Gainesville today, softball began the T-Mobile tournament with a matchup against Colgate. The game was scheduled for 3, but rain pushed the start time back to 4:45. The Gators follow it up with the game against Lafayette right after. They will rematch the 2 Patriot League schools tomorrow and finish off the tournament on Sunday against UIC. Enjoy the home matchups while you can, because the Gators won't come back home until March 13th after Sunday's game. They head to California on Thursday for the Judy Garman Classic. Well, it was heartbreak in Tuscaloosa on Wednesday as the Gators men's basketball team fell to Alabama in overtime. But there's no time for the Gators to look back as they begin a 2-game home stretch tomorrow against 7-19 Vanderbilt. The Gators are looking to cement their place in March Madness, and every win brings them closer to their first tournament berths since 2021. On a separate note, sophomore star Riley Kugel played just 3 minutes in the Gators' loss to Alabama. Head coach Todd Golden addressed his reasoning for the decision and what to expect going forward.
Riley, when he's with it and locked in, he gives us a great chance, and I think Saturday could be that day for us also. But it was more just kind of a flow of the game and other guys playing really well, and obviously our team playing really well. That he just got squeezed on Wednesday.
Tip-off for tomorrow's game is set for 1 p.m. In women's basketball, the Gators had a commanding 86-70 win over Missouri last night in a game they never trailed. Who else but Aaliyah Matharu led the Gators with 26 points last night while sinking 4 3-pointers. The Gators will travel to Athens to face 11-15 Georgia on Sunday. They defeated the Bulldogs 78-69 earlier this season. One final note before we go, the Gators men's and women's swimming and diving teams are in the midst of the SEC Championship in Auburn. Heading into today's action, both teams sat in first place.
Yeah, first place pretty common for a Gator to be in, and today is decision day, so we're going to be getting a lot of new winners into our school. Did you guys remember when you got accepted to UF?
I immediately bought a hat at Target. I went to Target, didn't tell anybody, bought a blue hat, went home.
And
what about you, Ben?
I just remember being with both my parents and us all smiling so much. It was wonderful.
What about you, sports, Ben? Dude, how'd you feel?
Great.
That's awesome, man. Now, you know, being a Gator, you gotta have good weather. So now one last check at the weather before we go, Ben.
All right, let's hit it. So we do have that rain moving out this evening, which is going to set us up for a sunny weekend and warming temperatures through the rest of the week, hitting its peak Wednesday at just about 80 degrees.
Thanks, Ben. BBC World News is next, and the PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7.
But your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a good night.